Brought to you by Penguin.
Hello, it's Paul Chuckle here. Thanks for picking up the audiobook of All the Best for the Future, written and read by Greg James. Over to you, Greg. From me to you.
I was getting closer. I was about to meet them. My heroes. Up until this moment, they'd only existed on the TV after a long and arduous day at primary school. But there they were, actually real. I could hear them in the distance, laughing and doing their catchphrases. They sounded like they were on form. They were full of energy, full of laughter. I could see their brightly coloured tops in the distance. As an act of reverence, I too was wearing my brightest shell suit for them. This only came out on special occasions. My God, I loved a polyester tracksuit. The more man-made, the better. Wipe clean, comfortable, flammable. In fact, everyone had dressed up for the two titans of nonsense. A sea of bright primary colours as hundreds of children patiently waited, dressed in an array of baggy jumpers, new trainers and loose-fitting trackies. Kappa to the left of me, feeler to the right. Here I was, stuck in the middle with them. The room was abuzz. Small pockets of screams and yelps erupted sporadically. It smelt of nervous energy. Farts and crisps, basically. If I could just get to the end of this interminable line, I'd get to meet the oracles in the flesh. I was 10 years old, so I didn't know what interminable meant. I also didn't know that the next 15 minutes would alter the course of my life forever. Our story opens in Weymouth in 1996, which by this time was a faded glory seaside town in Dorset. During the Victorian era, Weymouth was the south of France, Mallorca and Tuscany all rolled into one. It was the place to be, in the summer months at least. The royal family used to holiday there. There's even a clock tower on the seafront to commemorate Queen Victoria's 50 years on the throne. As well as telling the time, its main function nowadays is less a celebration of royal visitors and more a prominent pillar for local dogs to cock a leg up. Not sure Big Vic would be looking down and particularly enjoying that her Golden Jubilee clock gets half-hourly golden showers from the local hounds, but that's life, or death in her case. As the old saying goes, you can't stop your dog pissing up your clock tower. The royals definitely don't go there anymore, though. I mean, one of the shit ones might if they need to catch the ferry to Guernsey to stand around at a regatta or something, but Wills and Kate definitely aren't sploshing around on the bumper boats at Lodmore or popping in to say hi to the Humboldt penguins at the Sea Life Centre. My mum's side of the family are the reason we went to Weymouth every holiday when I was younger, and I loved it. I'd get to hang out with my three cousins, William, Piran and Guy, who were, and still are, a similar age to me, and my nan and granddad, who were a lot older than me, and are now dead. And they all lived by the sea. I was so jealous. What a great life. Well, in June, July, and August at least. It's bleak as tits in the winter. Back to the queue. I'm with my, now dead, nan, waiting nervously but patiently to get an autograph from my comedy heroes after watching what I thought to be at the time the greatest show on earth. The Chuckle Brothers, live. I loved the Chuckle Brothers. I still do. They were silly for the sake of silly. This was early exposure to slapstick, to catchphrases, to anarchy, to nonsense, and to that really great pedal car thing they used to bowl around in, spilling tins of paint and knocking over ladders. They were clowns, and brilliant ones at that. They are to me what the Sex Pistols or the Clash are to people who think they're cooler than everyone else. To me, they were punk. The kid in front of me finally cleared off and it was my turn. I shuffled sheepishly towards the signing desk, pen and programme in hand. I panicked that the magnitude of the moment was going to get to me. I was so nervous. But the nerves dissipated as soon as I was greeted by the two brightest and biggest smiles I'd ever seen. "Hello," they said in unison. Paul and Barry had developed a unique way of saying hello. With their distinctive Yorkshire accents, they managed a little trill on the end that was...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?